Today, we're going to break down the 4 licensing options available when you upload a new video to Rumble. This is important stuff, especially if you're already a YouTuber like me, or if you're just starting out and you're concerned with the future of what's happening in the world of video platforms, especially since YouTube is getting so big and people are now wondering if it's going to be the top dog later down the line. So stay tuned to check it out. So what do we mean when we say exclusivity? Well, exclusivity basically means that you are only allowed to distribute your video exclusively through this platform. So if Rumble has exclusivity on your videos, that means that you won't be able to put your video anywhere else. So here's a quick rundown of the 4 options. Option A is exclusive video management through Rumble. Rumble gets exclusive rights to distribute your videos, including YouTube. This is really only for people who haven't started on YouTube and who think Rumble is going to be the next top dog in the video platform universe, which is a sketchy bet. Option B is exclusive management excluding YouTube. This is for people who already have a YouTube channel, who've already got a whole bunch of videos out there. Now with option 2, Rumble is going to distribute your videos wherever it wants to all syndications through YouTube. And this includes things like AOL, MSN.com, Yahoo.com, which means that you'll make a little bit of extra money, but you have no control over what Rumble does with it, and you don't have control of your copyright. Rumble gets exclusive copyright. That's the most important thing with option 2. Option C is the Rumble player only option, which means that it's non-exclusive, just only your video only goes to Rumble. You keep all the rights, which means down the road if another bigger player gets bigger than Rumble, you'll be able to take your video out of Rumble and put it in that new player. You won't be pinned and dead pinned to Rumble. And then option D, of course, is personal use. This is basically like having an unlisted or private video on YouTube. People will use this if they have a website of their own and they're just looking for a video host. Just a reminder at this point, folks, if you like what you're watching, feel free to hit like and subscribe. And if you really like what you're enjoying, feel free to check out dustincormier.com/subscribe, where you can join my email list and you can get a free copy of my new ebook, Thread. The book is a short story about an old man with dementia. It's a sort of a psychedelic mind map at the end of this person's life. It's my first work of literature, and I got more on the way. So if you want to check those out, feel free to join my email list. Now check out the rest of this video. So what's the big deal here? Why is Rumble giving us these 4 options? It's actually a nice thing that Rumble is giving us these options. It's a good, huge first step because YouTube doesn't give you any options. Rumble is making these 4 options available because it shows that conscientiousness is now a valued thing for us content creators. And there is still, we still have to be wary as content creators in this new world because exclusivity is a very important thing, especially when we come down the line. The big deal right now is this exclusivity thing. And what you want to consider, what people in this video should really consider is, since YouTube is possibly not going to be the top dog in the future, it's likely that everyone's going to have one foot in YouTube, but for various reasons, YouTube is being boycotted and it's being, there's a lot of fires happening with YouTube. It's partly because the algorithm serves AI and it doesn't serve new creators. So it's only the people who are already huge who are going to continue to be the algorithm is going to only give people creators who are already huge. And there's also the fact that people are getting copyright strikes without discernment from YouTube. And YouTube can just delete a channel for no reason with no discretion, and their channel is completely terminated. I know a few friends, even in the astrology world, who talk a little bit about some topics, and the YouTube algorithm sees that they mentioned a topic and will just delete them and all their hard work. So because of this lack of transparency indiscretion with YouTube. And for various reasons, also including the fact that YouTube takes a lot more portions of a cut than some of these other video platforms. For all these reasons, YouTube is a sketchy bet right now. It's falling apart as the monopolized top dog. It doesn't have any competition. Because it has no competition, it can do whatever it wants. So now competition is emerging, and we don't know which video platform is going to be the big deal video platform as time goes on. This is a very new stage in this emerging diffusion of central power from YouTube. And that being the case, it's important not to sign yourself away to the first top dog that seems to come along. Rumble is one of the big players right now, but we don't know, Rumble's so new. It could happen that in 3 or 4 years, Rumble is not as big as some new video platform that comes out and soars. And at that point, if you've signed away your exclusivity rights to Rumble, then you're going to have a problem, because then if Rumble becomes a dead platform, it was something that was big for a while, but then it went flat, you won't. This happens all the time with tech. There are things like Facebook, and then when Facebook blew up, all those other things that were like Facebook fell off the map. So it's like an investment. If you're going to give all your rights to Rumble, then when this new bigger top dog comes along in 3 to 4 years, if Rumble becomes a dead platform, you've signed your life away to Rumble for 50 years. That's what the word is that Rumble has an exclusivity agreement for 50 years, which means that you can't take your video off of Rumble and put it on that new platform. So this exclusivity deal is a very important thing. And this is why I advocate for most people to pick option C. It's a tricky thing because, 5 years down the road, if Rumble does become the top dog, then you won't be able to change the licensing on your videos. Keep that. That's something to keep in mind. If you really think Rumble is where it's at, and especially if you're somebody who talks about things that are controversial, I'm somebody who talks about psychedelics, through my work, and I can only talk about them so much on YouTube for obvious reasons. So for someone like me or someone who talks about political things, Rumble might be a good bet. But ultimately, I think it's too early for anybody to give all of their licensing away at this flickering time. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree. My name is Dustin Cormier. This is Dustin Cormier Official. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I hope you guys check me out on the next bunch of videos that I come through. Don't forget before you go to check out my new ebook Thread by joining my email list by clicking on the top right of your screen.